beautiful soul family. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing really well. I'm back again. All my information is in the description box. Kindly have a look. And if you've not subscribed to the channel, please do. I'm doing this very specific reading. It's basically an oracle reading, a Badawi reading, or it can resonate in any dynamic with you. But of course, it is to do with, the cleansing required, something to do with the baggage, something to do with the Ten of Wands kind of energy, Aries, Leo, Sag. It is to do with the divine masculine, really battling it out. It is to do with ancestral karma. It is to do with basically, the cleansing which is required in some way, shape, or form. So let's just go and understand what this is about as I surrender to the light. Whenever you watch the reading, whichever part of the world you're in, and whenever you are attracted to the reading, obviously this reading has something in store for you, okay? It's a timeless reading, it's a collective reading, okay? And I'll talk about a little about Saturn, because Saturn is the one that handles, karma, that handles that part of you that helps you gain the wisdom and the maturity that you need to, because you are going through those lessons and learnings, and all of that. So I call upon Michael, Gabriel, Blueberry, Gulshan, my spirit guides to show me the messages I need to see, the surrender to the light, and show me exactly that I need to see. That's what the highest good for the viewer watching, okay? How they need to rise up, what they need to see. Thank you for your support, I must say, before we begin the key reading. We have the new moon in Gemini. Communication is key. Okay, we're going to talk about this a little. Of course, as I said, it depends upon your astral placement as to which house is getting affected and all of that. But this year, 2022, is really about balancing it all out. It is about what you've reaped, what you've planted, you're going to get the rewards of it. So whether you own it or you don't, you're going to get the fruit any which way, all right? So one more. New moon in Cancer, we have a full moon approaching, right? So of course this is to tell you that very nurturing, very caring. You're protected by your ancestors. They're just trying to nudge you and tell you what you need to do in the right way. For some, I think they're showing me, you could be a Cancer, you could be a Gemini, of course, you could have those placements that were getting affected. They're literally saying that you guys are safe, you have nothing to worry about. But again, what if, and what is it that we need to see? So I will talk about that as to how we can handle the consequences of the karma, because all of us are like a victim, or maybe a puppet of the law of attraction, because it works with the law of action and the consequence that it brings in. So we have to be very open about it. We cannot just be quiet and say it's okay, I've done that and I'll be able to skip that off. No, we cannot do that, because we are being watched constantly, and our ancestors are really telling us the same, that communication is key, is something wherein they're trying to put it across out loud to you, that listen to your heart, listen to your intuition. Please pay attention with Cancer being here right next. That's how I see it. And strangely, if you would notice, they both are like the new moon cards, right? They both are new moon cards. Okay, it is really about listening to what your head and heart is telling you, your gut is telling you. And it is about new beginnings, it is about starting afresh, it is about dropping the paradigms, the shifts that are not serving you anymore, right? Because that is what it is. And please go back, those of you who have a habit of writing and journaling, just go back and see, what did you manifest last? Okay, what is it that you manifested, and what you need to really release and let go? Because whatever you had to learn, you've already learned, right? And there is a silver lining. Every cloud, my love, has a silver lining. Saturn works like that. It is simple. It's not telling you that it will not reward you. It is going to reward you, but then you have to be prepared in the right way, so that it can give it to you. You have to merge your acts in a certain way, in the similar light. So maybe with this, it's like it's time to tell somebody that really exactly how you feel. If you feel great, tell them. If you don't, tell them to just go away because it's not serving, or relationship, or partnership, career, friend, family, love, single, whatever. Just make sure that you see it clearly. It's about really prioritizing, it's about organizing, it's about structuring it again and seeing things the way they're supposed to be seen, right? And not being confused about it. And when you communicate right, when you say things right, that's where you get your answers well. This can be slow, this can feel slow, because as I said, the karmic chakra is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn really moves slow, okay? But once it does, once it completes the cycle, your balance is, framed and positioned, it rewards you. It rewards you amazingly well that you won't even understand. So I dabble in the Vedic and the Western astrology, both, keep that in mind. For details, you can sure connect. But again, as I said, don't just be in the head, because we have the habit of like thinking from the head space more and not paying attention to what really our heart is telling us to do, because this is exactly the same energy. It's like conflicting, it's very polarized, it feels stuck. You want to do something, you're not able to do it, okay? But they're telling you you'll be saved by the end. You or the person you're thinking about, asking about, whether you're in a twin flame journey, whether it's a divine masculine, divine feminine kind of space, as I'd like to keep it. And it's really about higher learning, it's about upgrading, it's about seeing things in a certain way so that you can enjoy the benefits of it, and not just being in the understanding of okay, this is how I like things to be. Now is the time to really bring about certain changes in your life so that you can embrace what Saturn is going to bring into you, because we are talking about releasing the karmic baggages, and these cards are about starting afresh the paradigms, and you can only start afresh when you release the old. Just know that you can just, and once we get the head right, we get it clearly, we are open to it, we are willing to receive what the abundance it's bringing in, right? So this full moon, just review all of it that you've planted in the past. Okay, meditate more. I think for some of you already doing, but meditate more, slow down, dive in a little more within, and see what you need to work with yourself. And it's really time to review everything in perspective, right? To review your goals, whether they're career oriented or personal foundations that you feel you had to put them in place, etc. Just make sure that you're reviewing all of that. Try to be, I think this card really also has in the book that be around water, right? This is water energy, right? That is air. So be around water, you'll get more clarity, more answers, if you're doing things with water. I have certain remedies that I can suggest if you're interested. This can feel very emotional, this can be super emotional, because you're trying to integrate everything down and you're going on a certain pace, and suddenly you have to slow down. It takes a lot of energy out of you, right? So make sure that you're aware of where is it leading to, where is the upgrade leading you, where is it taking you. And also just a gentle reminder that be kind to yourself, okay? Don't worry about a thing. Your family, your people, your folks, the loved ones, the one you're thinking about, they're all very safe. Your children, maybe, for some, they all are safe, they're being protected. Basically, it's a family card. It talks about that kind of energy, and it talks about that kind of strength. So don't be super in the head, analyzing it and doing things the way you kind of do it. They're telling me to use this deck, I don't know why. I'm going to use the Radiant Wise here for you guys. It is a mini deck, but then no, let's see. Yeah, you don't want to like do things that you've already done. You just don't want to. So really, this is about clearing things that are not really serving you well, okay? They're not serving you well. So I'm going to pull out two cards for communication is key, and then I'm going to pull out two cards for the new moon, and then I'm going to explain how we can release and then I'm going to use the lights here. Strange, they never tell me, but they're telling me to use this. So let's see. What do we need to see for the new moon in Gemini? Yeah, absolutely. Eight of Cups. So with the Eight of Cups, what else? Three of Cups, 11. Okay, so genuinely, I think that is why they wanted me to use this. This is really about celebrating the energy that is not based or spaced in fear, hesitancy of any kind. Okay, they are genuinely telling you that be real, be genuine. Okay, so that you can see things for where they are. Don't fall for illusions. Seven of Swords at the bottom. This is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. There's a lot of water. Maybe you are a water sign. Just know that you have to, deal with it. I have an email notification, but what the hell? We're going to see that later. So, as I was saying, that make sure that you are communicating things from that space that's righteous, that's fair, and that's proportionate to your head and the heart. Okay, so whatever lessons you had to learn. One has to go through that phase. You can't stay stuck in the energy. No, you have to move on. So with new moon in Cancer, what do we need to see? Those who are watching, thank you so much. I really appreciate each one of you. Greatly indebted. Thank you. I couldn't have asked for a better card with new moon in Cancer, the Six of Pentacles. Okay, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is the energy that says that, this is very important. Cause and effect, 6 or 9. This is really about saying that everything is coming into balance. The number 6, we are in that year, right? And they're telling you that improvements are on the way. They're on the way. And your ancestors, your team of guides, deities, whoever you believe in, they're really working with you, for you, provided you're ready to see that. Okay, you're ready to play with them. Okay, so it could feel like a hard task. It could feel like huge big weight ahead. But then again, the truth of the matter is that you just have to see which house is getting affected by the movements, right? With the astral placements. Truly, I feel that you would be in a much better space once you release the karmic baggage, right? So now really, after pulling one more card, I'm going to really talk about as to how we can release that karmic baggage and what really is about. Okay, so let me pull out one more card and then we go forward. Yeah, see, it is stuck. Piscean energy. This reciprocity, this new start is stuck. It is stuck because of you, of course, manifesting, waiting, doing things, but yet to clear out, yet to release what you need to release from this sphere, right? So what is really holding it back? So let me really talk about clearing of karmic debt. What is that? It is about releasing yourself or your soul, your spirit, from these materialistic bondages, attachments on this planet Earth that you have, okay? And saying that I surrender to the divine for the highest good, because whatever is mine is owned by you, right? So that is the that's very subjective, I think, for everybody, right? But that's how the law of karma works, the law of action works. So it is about that part of you that is ready to accept the challenges that the universe is sending towards you. Okay, that is saying that, what, I don't stand stuck with the Piscean energy that we have here. I am not stuck at all. I'm using the lights here just for some of you, and I would operate. See, what do I have? Queen of Swords. And I would operate from this space of honesty, truth, because that is the only thing that is going to triumph. So whatever your current circumstances be, whatever the situation may be, you will be free from it. you can get free from it. There's growth, there's maturity, there's wisdom that I see, and that would transform you, believe me, into a great soul, provided you know how you need to uh, kind of release this death that is holding you back, right? Because it's an imprint on you from your past lives, right? It is not something that comes to you suddenly. That is why it's stuck. No, your growth kind of feels stuck, it feels slow. But again, you have to deal with the outstanding karma. That is the rule of Saturn, that you cannot move ahead if you don't deal with unrequited equations, relationships, people, situations. Please do. Your family, your friends, anybody, ensure that you honor your inner force, and get done with it. Don't fear it, okay? And just know that sensible pragmatism is needed here, okay? You need to have that, and that is the only way you can kind of release this whole energy which is not yet dealt with. It could be good, it cannot be good too, right? Okay, so there's a lot of personal growth from many of you that I see, as I kind of go through it. I can just do the reading this way, but I think let's just pull out the tarot and let's see what do we need to see. I already see a Fool. Thank you, Michael Gabriel. Thank you so much for showing me the messages that I need to see for the highest good. Show me the messages we need to see for the viewer watching. Let's see what do we need to see. How is really Saturn placed, and how releasing of karmic baggage is going to help you? That is what we are diving in. Those who join now, let's see. Whatever seems stuck, your growth, personal, professional, love, career, whatever, time is here to rise up. Show me the messages. It is a never-ending cycle, Karmic debts are something which is never-ending, because we keep dealing with it, doing things. What you do has an action, reaction has an action kind of vibe. So it is just an ongoing thing. You don't have to worry about it. You just need to know how you need to deal with it. See, 5 of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sat. We are fighting it for some reason. We are fighting it. We're just in the energy of fighting it, and it's a good thing to do, because that is how you see the silver lining. See, this is how I see this, that they're trying to ignite it, right? But again, to each his own. But personally, when I do my readings, I always offer you readings that are not manipulated, and I try and offer you that lead you towards the path of enlightenment, okay? So there are certain lessons and certain tasks that you need to deal with. They could be fear-based, okay? They could be things that hold you back to enjoy your freedom and joy. That is what you need to conquer with this 5 of Wands. That is what I see for some. This is Aries, Leo, Sag. Could be your energy, could be the person's energy, that you're dealing with. So honestly, it's high time that you work towards your growth, because once you start working on your personal growth, you're also working on a unified growth. You're working for the higher places too, okay? So why this clearing is required, why these sessions, they're required, past life clearing sessions are required, because you have to get done with the karmic loop, right? It's never ending, as I said, but then again, it can just ease the burden off if you go through that, like the feelings of guilt, fear, revenge, of the victim energy, lack of feeling, lack of self-worth, etc. These imprints really hold our growth so much, and we get triggered very easily, we get angry very easily. That is where, when they get grouped, they come together, they create a lot of complex situations that we don't know how to deal with at times. What else with the Five of Wands for the karmic baggage? See, again, I mean, it's crazy if I see this. See, Two of Wands. This is about you knowing that, okay, I have to release the 5, the 2 now. You have to bring about the harmony, that sense of peace, so that you can, you can grow into higher intelligence. Basically, how I see this panning out is very simple. That keep saying your prayers, okay? Trust the divine soul, stop resisting, because that's where you'll turn into gold. Okay, that's where you're going to receive what you need to receive. So as I said, sensible pragmatism, fortitude is required so that you can go forward and you can see the good things in life. Okay, it is a hard task. It is a journey that we all need to undergo, because it's by the end, it's the journey that matters, not the destination. How you're going towards the journey is the entire game, right? So with the Five of Wands, the Two of Wands, of course, this is about releasing big time and placing your manifestations right, and keep waiting so that you receive the emotional wellness. 10 of Cups, exactly. You and your loved ones, the same kind of vibe, is what it is, that you're going to get it. It's just that you need to know what you need to do in the place first, so that you can enjoy the celebratory energy. If you've done things that in your gut, I'm talking to the viewer right now, in your gut that you haven't done something right, okay, it is going to bring about a certain result, and you have to be prepared for it. You can reduce it by accepting it, by dealing with it in a certain way, but if you resist it, it's going to be troublesome. Okay, so make sure that you understand which area of life and how you need to make certain improvements by seeing the houses in your natal chart, so that you can release this baggage and you can gain more. And of course, this is for your highest good. So reciprocity and the Hangman, what is it that we need to see? What's coming up forward? Let's see. This is alchemy. This is like things that any which were going to happen. So Saturn is not bad. In Hindi it's known as Shani. It is not bad. It offers you what you deserve. It will not tell you or give you or grant you things that are not fair and square. Okay, because that is where his energy is seen. Okay, what do we need to see here with the Piscean energy? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. The Tower, of course. See, again, it had to come in, no? It had to come around. So why do we need to face this? Why do we need to see this? The biggest thing that you need to realize is that you need to neutralize it. Okay, you need to just neutralize the energies. And Tower hits you when you need it the most. Okay, when you are ready. They say, the Guru appears when the student is ready. Exactly the same way. This is a very good tower that comes around, that helps you clear your debt. Okay, so let me just give you a heads up here, that Spirit says that it's time to make in the good karma and let the bad karma go, so that you can continue the cycle of life. Okay, and it's really about learning, unlearning, and relearning. That is what it is truly about. And if you understand things like liberation and moksha and all of that, you would know that there's nothing here at all. So whatever is holding you back, attachments to loved ones or to material things, could be, I mean, I'm not saying that you guys are, but most of us are, right? We treasure things in a certain way. We're very fond of gold and diamonds and the brands, etc., etc. But are they really important? How are they helping you become better? These are the questions that one need to ask. And considering the pandemic and all of that we're going through right now for the past 2 years, I think so many of us have been affected, and it has affected so many lives, the entire world in a way that we can't even imagine, right? So it's high time to pay attention, because Saturn and these little, tower moments come into our life to give us that little nudge. It's like an earthquake that is not here to damage or hurt you, right? All the towers are not bad. Some are here to really teach you certain things and bring about the right light. So it's about good karma coming in. It's about, this light is about good karma coming in. It's like a golden chain which is being offered to you, by the divine. And I think we need to be ready for it. I wish to really continue doing this reading. It's because they're sending me so many messages, for the entire, because as a transformational life coach, when I take sessions, I really talk about these things at length, and this gives me great, I don't know, it makes me feel good. This is like me earning good karma. Justice, man, Saturn, it is Libra. This is like whatever it is with the reciprocity here, okay, and the Hanged Man, whatever is stuck, justice shall be served. This is Saturn announcing it in a big way. Whatever you do, see the card, man, so carefully. It's reflecting exactly what is, in the picture in front of it. So the mirror will reflect what it sees, right? Similarly, what you owe to people, what people owe to you, good, bad, not so good, is going to come back to you. Just know that. Okay, you cannot play around with it. You cannot run away from it. You cannot do anything about it. One has to deal with it, and those who've done you wrong are going to pay a price now. Let me just tell you that, okay? And those who've done you, have made you felt less worthy, any which way, they've really earned the bad karma. And I'm not saying that bad things will happen to them, but they're going to learn their lessons, right? There are lessons ahead for many, and there are learnings for many in the process. What else do we need to see? Somewhere down the line, they just tell me to also share that it's time to pay attention to your strength, okay, which is very Leo kind of vibe, okay. So make sure that you're also learning with the Leo energy. You're also taming the beast within you, because that's very important. If we don't do that, if we are not able to do that, how will we control? How are we going to control? So there are many kind of karmas, that we can work upon, but I don't want to dive into that, Prabhupada and Sanchita and all of that. If you want to Google up, you can, but let me just say this in short, that you have to resign to it, okay, because you have no control. With the Tower and the Justice together, we have no control. It is what the divine is going to do for you. That is the sum total of your past karmas, okay. So of course, what we've done, what we are doing in time space, in the human constraints, is going to play around, okay. And we have to be ready for it, so that we can embrace it all and we can become a better version, right? And past life karma, of course, when it adds to your existent karma in the human plane that you are currently, of course, has a different interpretation. That is like going to be very, very deep. I'm not going there. So make sure that you lessen out on fear, caution, hesitancy, all of that about the future, because deal with it now. Surrender it in the now and say, what, I know that whatever I receive is for my highest good. If you've done well, you have nothing to worry. And I feel personally that, the tribe that I connect with and people around us, we're all different people. We have our different life journeys, yes. And our experiences are very different. People who come to us, we attract that kind of energy to us. It's all for a purpose. It's the devotion of the heart. It's the devotion of you towards your masters, your guides, your deities, that takes your soul through. It takes your spirit through, right? What else do we need to see with the Tower and the Justice? I have the King of Cups. Absolutely. This king is someone who has a lot of control over his emotions, okay. He's a king who's connected as well, whose intuition really works. And he knows that, okay, whatever is happening in the right way, because by the end of the day, water signifies life, it signifies the start of life, it signifies that anything can be attained by doing the deep meditation, or sadhana, as we may say, right? And if you have that kind of space in your heart, the grace, the light of your masters and guides will fall upon you in such a way that you can't even imagine. Because, as I said, they are saying that new moon in Cancer, you guys are protected. Okay, your loved ones are protected, you are protected, so you have really nothing to worry about by the end of the day. But yeah, it's important to clear the karmic baggages. And there were like these two cards that we have to flipped. One was the hangman again, then we have the star. Okay, I'm not taking that because they both were like together. Then we have the sun card at the bottom. This I'm going to take because by the end this is what I'm guided to. This is for you to see and embrace, okay? That you're powerful, you're worthy, and no matter what, whatever challenges you face, it has brought about that difference to you, made you a better person, is making you a better person. Once you realize that releasing this karmic baggage, whether you're a masculine or a feminine, my love, if you release it, you will embrace this light big time, okay? And your ancestors really are around you. They're trying to bring about the high level of understanding to you. The assistance is being given to you. Be open. Some of you may be receiving those signs from animals, or your totems that you receive. They're telling you that it's around you. If you see a fish around you, or you're around water right now, definitely and they're really guiding you. Could be that you have rabbits at home, could be you have a squirrel at home, I don't know, they're showing me all of that for some reason. So just know that you can make the required improvements, you can make the required changes, you can achieve what you're really longing for in time, by practicing the right, by being in the right, so that you have the control over you per se in the first place. You know what you're saying, you know what you're doing, your actions are really matching. So you're walking the talk, basically, is what it is, screaming out loud. So with this spread that we have, the struggle, if it seems or it comes around, or you haven't kind of noticed it, maybe after watching the reading you suddenly realize, okay, you know what, I must pay attention to the karmic debt, and how I can release it and all of that, then you must pay attention, because it would really bring about the sun energy, and so much goodness to you, so much abundance to you, that you have no idea about. Okay, and it will give you that time to examine, do that self examination, and care for yourself. That would offer you so much strength, control, and efficiency for you and your highest good. So let me just, I'm sure many of you would be having a question, those who stuck by the reading. Would be thinking that, what are these signs really? How would I know that my karma is being released, etc., etc.? There are certain signs, like rapid breathing can be one of the signs, like quick breathing can be a sign of you releasing it. Could be you experiencing sudden forceful pressures in the way, and you don't do things that way. You might feel like not eating, you might feel like there's a lot of phlegm that comes around. So there are many ways, because it's very different, to each his own. It works like that. It really works from person to person as to how, what will you experience when you release it and all of that. So I'm just sharing these little itsy bitsies, because we take sessions, and so it can be different, as I said. So just make sure that you operate from the right space. Okay, you do things right. Wisdom flows in, of course, that helps you grow. Okay, Saturn is a tough task master, we all know, but it's a very fair master. It always treats his eyes, his or her, whatever the gender Saturn may be, the energy is like, it treats them equally. Okay, just like a mom would do that or a parent would do that. So um, if you are in a karmic kind of relationship, because many of us are on a soulmate journey or a twin flame journey, or we are with the current partners, etc., but we don't know, whether it's a karmic or a twin flame. I did one reading which is amazing. You can check that out on the channel. But if your relationship feels like karmic, like it's very codependent, it's kind of toxic. It doesn't let you see things for the way they are. You don't feel worthy in the relationship. It's basically giving you that little head, this huge sun here is shining that light and saying, what, it is karmic, honey, work on it, because there is a lot of karmic baggage that you need to release, and your partner also needs to release and work. If they're not ready to do it with you, the best thing to do is to let go of that. This is how really the spirit is advising. Maybe some of you are in that kind of equation, but again, to each his own. Please use your inner compass when you connect and take the messages that way, okay? Because anyone who brings about your fears ahead of you is a karmic entanglement. It could be that they're your own insecurities, because that's justice. It is your insecurities, and the person is here to heal it. So he's giving you those lessons and learnings that you need to take. It's like an opportunity for personal growth. Are you ready for it? Is also the thing that you need to see here, because the Ten of Cups is here with the King of Cups, which is amazing, which is emotional wellness to the core. So let me just give you a little about, because since I touched soulmates and since I touched karmic twin flame engagement, let me just talk about that a little. That your soulmate, your twin flame, whoever is the genuine one, will help you know your self-worth. Will make you feel great, will make you feel in a balanced energy, will not swing in and swing out. Okay, but if it's karmic, just expect the reverse. Okay, just know that it's not here to strengthen you, it's here to give you certain lessons so that you choose wisely. Okay, which is good too, which is good. So you should experience it, you should go with it. You should not say, okay, you know what, not meant for me. In that sense, go through the experience, learn from it, accept the challenges, and gain wisdom out of it. Okay, so be ready. This is what I have for you in regard to releasing the karmic baggage. I felt that, those of you who needed it at the moment, I'm sharing this with you, because this reading, actually, let me just share this with you, that I'm doing this reading because one of my very dear friend has been going through a very tough time, and he really insisted that, I need a reading on how I can release the karmic baggage and how I can become a better person. So since, I any which way had to do an oracle reading, I thought, let me just, talk about this, just sharing with you this piece of information, because I love talking, sharing with you from this little space, from where I connect with you to whichever part of the world you're in. Thank you so much for all your love, your likes and subscribes. I'm greatly indebted to you, and thank you so much. May the Lord God bless you, whoever you believe in, and may you gain more wisdom and more abundance in your life. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you the next time until eternity. Do subscribe to the channel if you like. Thank you.